Hello friends, welcome to this second video lecture of computer graphics. In this video, we are going to cover the topic of overview of coordinate system in computer graphics. So let us get started and let us understand how coordinate system helps us to plot a particular point onto the screen. So the topics that we are going to cover are as follows. Okay, so the first is the Cartesian coordinate system, the second one is the polar coordinate system, the third is the world coordinate system, and there are other coordinate systems that we are going to cover as well. Now, basically, to understand a 2D site, there are two basic coordinate systems. The first is the Cartesian one, and the second one is the polar coordinate system. Now, let us understand this with the help of an example. So everyone knows Google Maps, right? So if I want to locate a particular location onto the map, okay, so let it be a particular destination or let it be a particular amusement park or any place. So how do we locate it onto the screen? We have an address. We just type the address and accordingly we reach the particular point onto the map, right? So everyone use Google Map that way. But do you know that instead of having the such addresses which are given by humans, the actual addresses for a particular location are latitude and longitudes for that particular location? So, as maps has these particular coordinate systems, similarly, the points on the screen also has certain kind of coordinate system. Like latitude and longitude, we have certain parameters which is going to like locate a particular point onto the screen. So let us get started. So the Cartesian coordinate system is used by most of the graphic packages. So there are many, in every different language you'll find a particular graphic package and they normally use Cartesian coordinate system. So basically coordinate system specifies each point uniquely in a plane by a pair of numerical coordinates. So this numerical coordinate is the x and the y axis. So that is the one. Okay. Let's proceed to the next one. That is the polar coordinate. Now, polar coordinate also uniquely identifies a point onto the screen with the help of its distance, that is radial distance r from the origin, and its angular displacement from the horizontal axis, that is your x-axis. And this horizontal angular displacement is calculated in degrees. It is measured in degrees. Now, this is an example of a coordinate system. So you can see that we have the first quadrant, second quadrant, third, and the fourth. In the first quadrant, we have both x and y axis as positive. In the second, we have y as positive, x as negative. In the third, we have both as negative. And in the fourth, you can see that x is positive and y is negative. So now we can also see a point being plotted onto the map, okay, wherein the x coordinate has a value of 3 and y coordinate has a value of 5. So this is an example of coordinates, Cartesian coordinate system. You might have used it on your graph papers for representing a line, for representing a curve, or for calculating a slope. So for various other reasons. So let's know it better. Now, so let's go to history a bit and let's understand like how Cartesian coordinate system was used when the things started growing, the computer graphics started growing. So you can see in this particular image, okay, wherein everything is plotted with respect to a particular quadrant. Okay, so let's consider this as a quadrant, one particular quadrant, and let us say this is the fourth quadrant. Okay, but so this particular horizontal axis will be the x-axis, which is positive, and this should be the y-axis, which should be negative. But let's in this case consider it as a positive y-axis. Now, you can clearly see that every single letter which is there, it's like one column. So you can see C written in the first column and there's nothing else. Okay, you can see 1 written in the second column and then 1 again in the second column. And then you have the third column, then you have the fourth column, then you have the fifth column, sixth, seventh, and so on. So you know that the screen kind of looks like it's a matrix, okay, of rows and columns. And so you can see the first line written in the first row. Okay, the second line, which is this 25, it's written in the third row. Okay, so that's how it is. So this is how, and every single row column, okay, a particular row into column, that means your particular location onto the screen, it's like a pixel. Okay, it's a pixel information. So you need to understand that when a pixel comes onto the screen, this particular letter C, if we take it, okay, so the pixel information holds that it has to print this character C. It has to be in color black, and as well as you need to understand that the background should be green. Okay, so all of this information for the pixel is stored, which comes onto the screen. Okay, so let's proceed. Uh, you can see that people started just they had certain characters which they could print on the screen, and they had the XY coordinate, the location where they could print it. Using even that, they started doing some artistic things and bringing about things into 2D plane. So this is the kind of advancements that started taking place. Now you can see again the advancements. Okay, now in this case you can see Space War 3. Okay, 3 in Roman. Okay, you can see it's giving you a 3D effect, but actually it's an illusion. You can clearly see that is just the color difference that is there. Okay, so you have a lighter shade over here, the darker shade over here. This darker shade is helping you understand that there's a depth associated to this. Okay, and you can clearly see that it's looking like 3D and it's looking kind of like a shadow. Okay, so this effect comes with the help of your illusion. Okay, but it is nothing but a 2D plane. Okay, so these were the advancements. Now let's get started and see few more examples in the form of games. Now, so you might have come across this game. This is a game of Mario. Oh, I hope you know this game very well, and you can see in this game as well the screen that everything is looking like it's a text format. Text. Now in this format, that means it's a pixel. Okay, a pixel is square. So you can clearly see a pixel is holding some information. Okay, similarly you can see everywhere it's the pixels. Okay, you can clearly identify that there's no smooth slope, but you can see a stair like formation. So this is nothing but the pixel. Okay, and you can even see that this particular tunnel is having a shine. Okay, it's glowing kind of like a, it's showing a kind of a shade. So the only this is only because of the color difference, nothing else. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. So this is the game of Aladdin. And even here you can see so clear that it is all pixel. Okay, so the even a sword is not straight when it is an angle. Okay, and the sword that Aladdin is holding is straight because it is in a straight line. That's the only reason why. So if you have a slope, you can clearly see it is not a straight line. Okay, it's kind of zigzag like a staircase. Now proceeding ahead, so understand that the coordinate system that we are using, okay, it's x and y axis. It looks like a fourth quadrant, but in here even the y axis is positive. Okay, normally it should have been negative. And this is the origin, okay, which is a very important reference point. And you can see that a point P has been plotted with 11 as the value for x-axis and 9 as the value for y-axis. So, what is a polar coordinate system? It is nothing but it's a different way of representation of a Cartesian coordinate system. Okay, and here the distance from the radius is calculated, sorry, the origin is calculated. This is called as the radial distance r, and as well as the angular displacement from the horizontal axis, that is the x-axis, is calculated in degrees. Now, so this is a image that I've got from NASA site, and you can see that in this case. The x-axis is there, okay, the y-axis is there, we have the xp, we have the yp, and you can clearly see the point is there. And so if I want to find out the value of r, okay, I can just use a simple Pythagoras theorem because this looks like a triangle. Okay, so using r, using xp and yp, I can get the value of r. So according to Pythagoras theorem, r equal to square root of xp square plus yp square. Similarly, I can get the angle from the horizontal. So this angle theta, this we can get it with using the tan inverse formula, tan inverse of yp by xp, and that is how we get it. So let's proceed and understand this example. So in this example, you clearly see that you have the x-axis, you have the y-axis, x is 12, y is 5, and just using x and y, you get the value of r, which is equal to 13. Similarly, to get the theta, I just use tan inverse of y by x, and you can see the theta value has come out to be 22.6. So you can clearly see below the point 12 comma 5 is represented as 13 comma 22.6, where 13 is the radial distance and the angle is 22.6 that it makes with the x-axis. Now, this is a world coordinate systems. Now, what is a world coordinate system? Everything that you see around, okay, everything that you hold, like currently, suppose if I pick up my mobile phone, okay, so this is my mobile phone, okay, you can clearly see it. So it is there in the air, okay, it is having some angle, okay, but this angle or whatever it is, okay, you can understand that it should be according to the world coordinates. Okay, so it is some point in space, but it exists. So this is world coordinate system. Okay, so you can have any more of models developed in any particular coordinate system. Finally, it has to come to the world coordinate system. Okay, so there's a transfer, there's a relation between any coordinate system and world coordinate system. Okay, So if you read it out, you can say it is also known as a universe or something, so sometimes model coordinate system. This is a reference system for the overall model to which all other model coordinate relates. Okay, so it's clear that every single model relates to the world coordinate system. Okay, now next slide. So here we have the right-handed coordinate system and the left-handed coordinate system. So you can clearly see that a 3D coordinate frame might be drawn as shown in the diagram to the right. So this is the diagram. So the three axes are the x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. So you can see this looks like any particular corner of your room, wherein you have the x-axis, y-axis pointing towards the ceiling, and the z-axis to one of the sides, like x-axis to one of the sides. Okay, so this is it looks like any corner of a room. Okay, so any point, any particular thing in the room, okay, relates. We can have a reference distance from that particular corner point, and that particular corner point, like this here over here, can act as a reference origin. Okay, so this is how you can have it. Okay, so we use normally the right-handed coordinate system in computer graphics. So what is right-handed coordinate system? Okay, so just look at the right-hand side. You'll see the same images there, and this is your right hand, wherein your like x-axis has been represented by your thumb, the y-axis has been represented by your index finger, okay, and the next finger represents the z-axis. So it kind of comes out, okay. And similarly, the left-handed coordinate system, the only difference is that its x-axis, instead of coming outwards in right-handed system, in left-handed system, it goes inwards. Okay, so now you can clearly see the right-handed the angle it makes. Okay, so if there's any kind of rotation, so in right-handed coordinate system, counterclockwise rotations are always positive. So counterclockwise means going towards the left-hand side. Okay, so you can see if I go from x to y-axis, it's positive, y to z is positive, and z to x again it's positive. Similarly, in left-handed coordinate system, every clockwise rotations are positive. So you can see going from x to y is positive, y to z is positive, and z to x is positive. So that is how it has been it's calculated. Okay, now there are other coordinate systems. The first one is the object coordinate system. So you need to understand that here we are talking about one particular object. So it can be any object, okay, like this mobile phone, okay, and I can consider the midpoint of this particular mobile phone as the origin, okay, and I can have the y-axis, the x-axis, okay, and the thickness as the z-axis, okay. But finally, when it comes to world coordinate system, I have to shift the origin of this object, okay, to the origin of the world coordinate system. So that is how it might work. Okay, then we have a hierarchical coordinate system wherein one item isn't with reference to the other item. So if I'm talking about like suppose my hand, okay, so my hand is having a reference with my arm. Okay, and similarly my arm is having a reference with my upper arm and according to my shoulder. So kind of it relates that I move a thing and accordingly all the other things moves. Okay, so that is a hierarchical coordinate system. Then we have a viewpoint coordinate system. So this is normally in games you might see it. Okay, so when you're driving a car, you might see that you have the first person view, the driver view. Then sometimes you have the view from back of the car. Okay, so these are the different views. Then you have the model window coordinate system. This is not a MS window coordinate system. It is that the it refers to the subset of the overall model world. Okay, so it's we are talking about a small screen, okay, a sub-screen kind of thing. Okay, then you have the screen coordinate system. Okay, so the 2D coordinate system refers to physical coordinates of the pixel on the computer screen based on current resolution. So understand that this is a 2D coordinate system and completely refers to the resolution of the screen. Okay, now finally you have the last one, the viewport coordinate system. Okay, so this viewport coordinate system, you see the viewport kind of occupies the entire screen. Okay, and you can have smaller viewports in the same screen, so small screens inside that. Okay, so this is all about the coordinate system. I hope you have understood. So if you have understood the concept of coordinate system, kindly like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you so much. Happy learning. Enjoy computer graphics. Thank you.